Okay, welcome back to Greg Evans's How to Set Up Your Music Studio in Your Own Home on Very Little Money. And this is about mastering your tracks. In the previous section we recorded on track 5 and 6, and it's still, you see number 6 is still there blinking, but it soon won't be because it can't blink there and master at the same time. And so what we do is we come up here, we need to set our in and out points, the beginning of the song and the end of the song. And so we hit go back to 0, stop, rewind, go back to 0, hit play, and if the song starts at the beginning, as soon as we hit play, we're going to hit shift in. Shift in. Okay, so hit play, shift in, and then it says shift in up here. Starts to play. Okay, then you fast forward it. Boy, this is loud. Okay, so we'll stop it there. It's at 228. I usually mark that down. So then you get back to 0. You come up here to master. Master lights up. Okay, so we're now in master mode, and you do the same thing over here to start your master mix. Also called a mix. It's master or mix, same thing. Okay, so you're mixing your two tracks, and while you're mixing, you can, if this one's too strong or this one's too strong, you can move them down the volume or take them out completely, so you can redo them if you want. So this controls the volume on each track going in. This is the master volume. I usually set this up pretty high, around 9, something like that. If you're recording too much sounds going into it, you'll get some distortion. And so you can check the bars up here to make sure that they're loud enough but not too loud. And so we set up our master. We did our set in and set out points here. And so we do play and record at the same time. We listen to it. Now you can't hear what you're doing out here at all because I've turned off my PA system so it doesn't get any more buzzing or anything like that. That's pretty loud. So here's only track 5. See, I didn't get much vocal on track number 5. The mic wasn't set right. At 6 I got better. So 6 has a stronger vocal. And so if I can combine them both, and usually between both of them I can get a solid thing. If not, I'll just throw in another track with another vocal. Or redo one of these. So as it gets close to 228, it's at 126 right now. And so it's at 136. You see the lines there? So it's gone a minute and 16 seconds, and it's only recording 5 and 6. And it's going to stop at 228 was the end point. So just before we get to 228, we need to get up here to 5 and 6. It's at 211, and we're going to fade them out. So I've got 221, 23, 24, and I'll start to fade them out. And then you see the play lights go out. Play and record go out then. And so that means it's finished mixing that track in. But the master switch is still flashing. And so now we need to wave the track. Because we need to get right now it's on the hard drive in here and some other format. And so we need to tell the machine to turn the master into a wave file. And so you come up here to menu, and you come down here to where it says wave, and then you enter that, and then you come down. It says you want to insert a track, export a track. When you want to export individual tracks, you hit that export tracks, and it'll do your individual tracks, wave those so you can save individual tracks. But we want to export the master. So you come down to export the master, hit enter, and it won't let you do it because the master button is still on. So you got to turn off the master button and do it again. So you hit enter, and you ask you the name of the file, and it's called mix something like this. But if we want to change it, we can call it Spider, or Spider to the Fly. And do that with these wheels, and we'll just call it Spike number 7. Whatever helps you recognize it, because when you go for looking for these things in the other menu to load them, you have to have an idea what they are. And if you don't give them your name, the machine will designate it as song number 0074 or something like that, and which means nothing to you. And so while it's mastering, you get this screen here that's writing the file, and it'll continue to do that. This was a kind of a short song, 2 minutes and 28 seconds. It's only 2 tracks, so it shouldn't take very long. If you get a song that has a lot of tracks and you've done these 20-minute sessions all on the same line, you start one song and you decide to do it a different way, or a whole completely different song, and each track is 20 minutes, and so you end up with this huge wave file, of over like 120 megabytes, which is a lot for one of these files. And so it's still writing that file. Let me talk about while it's doing that, I'll talk about this. Okay. When I thought my Tascam DP-01 was kaput, some of the buttons were stuck, but I put some graphite in them, and they became unstuck enough to keep working. I went in and I got this Zoom R24 digital recorder. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got 8 tracks here, but allows you to record up to 24 tracks by doubling these tracks. And you have the same sort of lighting system here, and basically it's similar to the DP-01, but it has 2 condenser mics on the outside here, and condenser mics are more, they give you a clearer sound, and this one has 2 of them built in. It has certain inputs that are designated for that phantom power, which you need for your own condenser mic to go into. And but when you record in this machine, I just got this and I don't really know how to work it very well, but I know all the editing takes place afterwards. So you record into it, and then if you want to add reverb effects, you go in and you change that in the editing function. I would rather get the tracks down and just fly with it and not go back to it. And so that's the disadvantage of that. Now that our DP-01 is finished, it comes back to this screen, so you exit out of that. And now you want to, you need to open this hard drive and pull the song off of here and then put it into your computer. And you do that by this USB cord that goes from the back of the digital recorder into your USB slot of your computer or laptop. And then you have to tell the Tascam DP-01 that you want to open its hard drive. So you come up here to Menu, to Disk, hit Enter, and you want to open up the USB drive at the very end. So you hit Enter on that one, and you enter again to open it, and it'll ask you, are you sure? And you say yes, and you enter that one again, and so it's now open. And so the connection is made, but you have to have your computer on where you can go into Explorer and pull the file off of there and then put it into your hard drive, and then you can open it with a media player or something like that, and then you can make your CD and media player. Okay, so once you're done here, once you made the exchange, pull it off of there, what I do is I cut it and I paste it so it's no longer on here because it takes up a lot of space. So you don't want any files you don't need to be on here. So you go up here and you exit to get out of this, to close your. So it's exiting. It's closed its hard drive to you. Okay, so now you exit out of that, and you're basically done. You can start your next song. You're basically done here. If you want to, if you're completely finished with that song and you want to erase it completely, you come up here to Menu, Song, and in this menu you have Save, but you also have Load. If you started a song and you want to do another track on that song, you just load it. You hit Load, and you come down here, and here's Hold Me Tight, another Beatles song that I started. So you hit Enter, and you got, let's see, what's running on Hold Me Tight. I got tracks 1 through 7 are running, so I can now add another track 2 or something like that. Another thing you can do on the song menu is revert. If you messed up a song and you recorded about half of it and really didn't like it, and you can, instead of recording over it, you can revert it back to the old file, where as if you hadn't done anything, if you hadn't saved it already. So if I start a song and I don't like the number 6 track, I can revert it back to 0, or if I record it over the 6th track, I can reverse that action. And so you also have Erase. And so you hit the Erase button, Enter, and it'll ask you which song you want to erase. And so I don't know which ones I can erase here. So you just exit. But here, there's a Protect, Unused, Copy, and so there's different things on there. But that's pretty much it for here. And then you move on to your next song.